Working from home is a great opportunity. I love it. Many people love it. However, when you have dogs and little people, it can be quite challenging at times. From Zoom meeting interruptions to barking when you're on a phone call to disrupting you when you're trying to write that email. Interruptions happen. What do? I'm gonna share with you 6 tips that have made working from home for me attainable. And this is what I've been doing for nearly 2 years. Stick with me, we got this. All right, my busy peeps. First and foremost, get your mindset right. Realize your dog is not trying to interrupt your day. What do I mean by get your mindset right? You need to be prepared. You need to have in mind how you want your day to go. You need to have in mind that you are going to need to have grace. You're going to need to be flexible. You're going to need to have rhythms and routines. You need to be in a place that you can deal with your dog, the interruptions. If that looks like you need to meditate in the morning, meditate. If it looks like you need a shower first thing in the morning. But get yourself in that right. If you need to pray and spend some time reading your Bible, or if you're some other religion, whatever your text is, please forgive me if I don't know. Do what you need to do to get your mindset right, to get you ready. If you need coffee, water is a great thing for getting your mindset correctly, because guess what? We need the water for hydrating the brain, neuroplasticity, all the wonderful things. Tip number 2 is, Dad, thank you. You're so cute. It's so nice of you, Joy, to grace us with your presence, because you've been AWOL for the last few videos. You've been hanging out with your mommy over me. Start your day off right with your dog. Get your dog out, get them exercised, take them to the bathroom. I leave Clover in her crate until I have gotten up, I have started my morning, and I'm ready to deal with her. She stays in her crate. Sometimes if I need to shower, if I need to do something, I get up and she's still in her crate. And then her day starts when I get her out of her crate. You may not have your dog in a crate. This needs to be adjusted to you, but that's how I do. And then we go out, and then we come back in and we start with training. Clover is training to be my service dog, and one of the things that I do to help keep me on track is I journal my dog training. I journal, and we don't just train in the morning, we train all day long, but we have an actual training session in the morning. I do this. I also have done morning training sessions with my other dogs who are not training to be service dogs, but just to kind of re-engage, get them balanced with me. By the way, you can buy this at my website, busywithdogs.com/journal. You do not have to be training a service dog to use this. This is great for anyone. It actually has a checklist, what every puppy or dog should learn. So there's that. It has other great resources like a glossary. It has so many things. But the advantage of starting with 5 to 10 minutes of training, not a whole lot, not spending tons of time on this, but that first morning training, when I've done it with Hannah, when I've done it with Joy, when I've done it with Clover, I've done it with all 3 dogs, is it sets us up to be in sync with each other, and it's a good reminder to my dog to listen to me, and it gets their brain going. Most dogs love to train. Now, if you have a dog that doesn't like training, I understand that may not work for you. You may need to play. Me and Clover played tug this morning after training. We had lots of fun. But you may go for a run with your dog. I can't right now because I have 4 kids who are still asleep. When I'm up before them. So we don't go for walks first thing in the morning. It's not conducive to our lifestyle. So if that's what you need to do that. But get some of that dog's energy out, get them in sync with you, get in sync with them, remind them that, hey, this is a partnership, this is a friendship. Owning a dog, to me, is one of the greatest friendships. Rewarding them, doing tricks with them, training with them, and them getting treats is a great way. You can use their breakfast, part of their breakfast as a training. You do not have to give them treats, you can give them part of their kibble. That's what I like to do. It just kind of resets my morning. My dad's calling. Hello, you're on camera. Well, not really, but well, I'm busy with dog. Tip number 3 is have management tools in place. What do I mean by management tools? Management tools are anything that you can use to help manage or contain your dog's behavior or contain them to a specific place. So a crate is a management tool. A leash is a management tool. If your dog is trained to place or a bed to lay down on their bed becomes a management tool because you tell them to lay down. Baby gates can be a management tool. Utilize management tools, and I like to rotate them out for different times a day. So in the afternoons, Clover she's still kind of puppy-like, she's 10 months old. So Clover, sometimes in the afternoons, if she's starting to get wound up and she needs a nap and she won't nap, because children and puppies are alike in this, that sometimes when they're really, really tired, they won't go to sleep and take a nap when they need to take a nap. So sometimes you have to put them in their crib or in their bed, or i.e. their crate, to get them to settle down and rest. It's not punishment. We're not punishing our dogs. We're just going, okay, you need to chill, you need a nap. So if I'm in an afternoon Zoom call and she's kind of getting a little crazy, off to the bed she goes, and that really helps. Sometimes my dogs get a little rambunctious playing together while I'm in a Zoom call. So we have baby gates where we can separate the dogs, but they can still be out, but they're not necessarily together. Sometimes I use baby gates to separate the dogs from my kids because I don't like my little kids being left with my dogs unattended. That's just not safe for the dog, for the child, just not a good thing. So I like to use management tools. I also have used a tether. This is called tether training, where you can buy a short tether and attach it to your desk. And so Clover is tether trained to my desk. I don't really use that much anymore. She usually just lays at my feet when I'm working, but you know, sometimes in the afternoon she gets a little crazy. So use your management tools. I've used leashes to just kind of keep my dog with me as I'm teaching my dog. This is how the day's gonna go. The cool thing about management tools is dogs are extremely smart, and they'll start learning either that this management tool they like it, like, oh, I like taking a nap in the afternoon under your desk. Cool, with the tether, you're teaching your dog to do that, and soon it becomes automatic and you don't even have to put the tether on. Clover in the evenings will go and put herself in her bed in the evenings if she's tired and she just decides to go in. So sometimes dogs will do that, and that's a really great resource. So don't view it as a punishment, just this is managing the behavior, and if you can't manage, put away. Rotate it out, change it up, go with the flow. Oh, and exciting news. Did you hear? Did you see? I'm now an author. This is based on, well, where'd she go? Joy was here earlier. I think she's with my daughter. They're peas in a pod. This is my children's book, Joy Lost Her Toy. It is a wonderful, sweet adventure where Joy loses her toy that she thinks is the source of her happiness. And with the help of her friends, she learns where true joy comes from. This is aimed to not just be fun for your kid, but hopefully help your child learn that they can be happy and joyful no matter what is going on, and to enjoy the small things in life. The book releases November 1st, 2024 on paperback. Kindle edition releases just a few days before. It is available for pre-order. We have, though, a competition that ends November 8th. You can win a free copy that is signed by me. Where do you go? busywithdogs.com/win. to enter to win your free, signed, autographed, all the things, copy of Joy Lost Her Toy. I hope you and your kids love it. My children love it. As you can see, it has been brutalized because my kids love it so much. Tip number 4, get ahead of problems. Your dog barks at the window? Great. Remove your dog from the window. Deny them access, put something in front of it. Get those little baby gates where you can put a thing, block off their view, close the window. Maybe you take a day when you're not working to train through that. Dog trainers all over the world, McCann Dogs has videos on this. They're my preferred dog training for just everyday dog. My preferred service dog trainer is Laura at Doggy U, but McCann Dogs specifically, they have videos on barking and dogs barking at the window. Basically, you're just gonna get ahead of the problem and you're gonna deny your dog access to the window or you're going to train through it, your choice. Again, management tools are help. The management tools help you identify the problems. Your dog gets the zoomies at a specific time of day. Well, before they get the zoomies, maybe during your lunch break, you guys go for an afternoon walk if it's not too hot or too cold. Some people use treadmills for their dogs. Maybe your dog is treadmill trained, put them on the treadmill. Maybe you just needed to play tug. Tug is a great way to drain a dog's energy. If you did not know that, it's also a great way to teach them manners and respect. It does not make your dog aggressive unless you play tug wrong. It is many dogs trainers' preferred way of tiring out a dog or puppy. Identify the problems that you and your dog have. Identify the times of days that there are problems and use the management tools that we talked about previously and plan ahead and work your day around them, and it will go so much smoother. Some days I can't handle Clover barking at the window. My desk is right by the window, guys. Her dog bed is under the window. She can look out. She's sometimes a little reactive. We're working on reactivity and her not barking at the window. What do? I either remove her and put her in her crate, management, or I train through it and we work on that. I've decided I want to work on that. I've decided that I'm going to handle that.
Club, it's just the bin. I know. Hey, all right, let's go. That's good. No, it's okay. Let's go. Don't you start barking at the window. Good. Yes, good girl. I see it. Thank you for alerting me to what you feel is threatening, but I promise you it's not, okay? Okay, come on. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
But another option could be, if I didn't want to deal with that, I could just move my office to somewhere else in the house where there's not a window that looks out at the street, and then my dog could be with me and we can hang out while I work, and it would be a lot more peaceful. That's a decision that you can make. So identify the problems, solve them. I kind of mentioned this before, but take breaks. Lots and lots of little breaks. Get up, stretch your legs. It's good for you. Sitting too long has been proven to be worse for you than smoking cigarettes. Okay, so you can take a break. Maybe you get that email sent out, great. Stand up, stretch your legs with your dog, celebrate. I know a lot of these are kind of crossing over, but this is what works for me. And so that's what I'm sharing. But lots of breaks are very helpful. Tug breaks, play breaks, snacks break, training breaks, go to the bathroom, get some water. Your dog will sometimes interrupt you and it's okay. But yeah, obviously you're gonna be working and you're gonna get a lot done, but maybe you only work hard for 2 hours and then you get up and you take your dog out to go to the bathroom. That way they're not upset because they need to go to the bathroom and have an accident in your house. Breaks are good for you, breaks are good for your dog. Just make sure that they're frequent enough that you and your dog are stretching your legs, are re-engaging, your dog gets to go out. Maybe if they're a dog that needs to eat 3 times a day, you know, that kind of thing. Also, it's good for you. And having a dog is good for you, and they are a great reminder to get up and stretch your legs and not sit on your buttocks all day long. Tip number 6, my busy peeps. You might have thought that I would have started with tip number 6 because it's established routines. You would think, well, why aren't you establishing routines in the first place? My opinion is you don't establish a routine until you have figured out what helps you establish your mindset. You don't establish your routine until you figure out what helps you and your dog, get your morning started off right. You don't know what your routines are gonna be until you have your management tools and how they're gonna work for you and your dog. You don't know what your routine is gonna be until you've started to figure out what problems you have and what problems you need to solve for. And you don't know what your routine is gonna be until you figure out what kind of breaks, how often you need breaks, until you start taking breaks and start with it. So no, you can't start with the routine. You start from those and then you build into your routine and then you can establish a routine. I would love a more rigid, truthfully more rigid routine. That does not work for my family. Like, we are very like loosey-goosey with our routines. Like, I've tried to do, I get up at this time, I do this and I do that, and it's like someone, somewhere, some kid, some dog, some hubby, some cat comes in and says, ha 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 ha. No. So I have loose routines. I have certain things that are non-negotiable, like my coffee. I have to have my coffee. Taking the dog out, you know, that's a requirement. The dog's gotta go out. She's gotta be trained. She's being trained to service dog. So we gotta do that. But I have to be willing to let the other dogs interrupt. So my life, I've got to roll with the punches a lot. I've got to be flexible. I've got to adapt. So I have very loose routines. I would say rhythm. I do not have schedules. We homeschool and my kids have Tuesdays off. We year-round school, so Tuesdays are a little bit different, and I have certain Zoom call meetings that are taking place. So we do have hard, like, scheduled things, but there are some things that are just rhythms. I also do not feed my dogs at the same type of day exactly, because dogs have amazing internal clocks. And if you get up exactly at the same time every day, and if you feed them exactly at the same time every day, and if you walk them exactly at the same time every day, you actually can create an anxious and neurotic dog. And what will happen is they'll start getting worried. Is that funny? They'll start getting worried and anxious because you didn't feed them. It's 6:01 and you didn't feed them their dinner at 6 o'clock. And for some dogs, it can create a lot of anxiety if you don't feed them at the exact time every single day. So I don't do that. I do feed them in the general time. We feed them within this hour window. I get up within an hour window. Because I work from home, I work for myself. I do have the flexibility. Now, if you have to clock in, this may not work for you, but I have the flexibility to get up within a certain hour window. And I may get up at 7 instead of 6:30, which means Clover understands that I get up at varying times, which means if I don't get up when she wants me to, it doesn't create anxiety. Also, it helps with her bladder control. This is my naturopathic. I'm not a vet, but I am a people holistic doctor. So my opinion is it kind of helps strengthen the bladder, because the bladder has to learn to be held for varying points. The muscles get exercised and stronger, but it's not, oh, it's past this time and now I give out kind of thing. So it creates a little elasticity.
Okay, don't hurt yourself.
If you live in an apartment and you work from home, you may need to think about this if you're getting a dog, so check out this video right here. And anyways, peace out, love you.